welcome back. The Green Bay Metro Fire Department now has new equipment for handling electric vehicle emergencies. A grant from the Auto Club Group Foundation led to the donation of vehicle fire blankets, electric vehicle shutoff plugs, and traffic cones. It saved the city more than $15,000. And we're joined now by Fire Chief Matthew Knott. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me on.
So let's just jump right into it. We've seen the commercials, we see more EVs down the road.
Right.
When did you realize your team needed more equipment?
Sure. We continuously look at ways to improve and understand the risks that we face, and this is something that our team identified as a unique hazard that maybe we weren't as prepared as what we should be. So we did a lot of research. Our team worked on looking at different options. We explored grants, and we're ultimately successful in getting some equipment for us.
So what are some of the adjustments that your team needs to take into account when they do respond to some type of crash that involves an EV?
Sure. And I think really just like all of the incidents we respond to is just slow down, assess all the hazards, and then make sure we have the right tools and equipment available to deal with those. And these things really help us. You know, electric vehicles are very safe. But they do have accidents, and there are collisions involved, and ultimately there are fires. And again, statistically they're very safe, but it is a hazard that we do face.
And that's why we call it an accident, right?
Correct.
So when what will some of these equipment, like what will these tools do? What are they?
Sure. One of the biggest thing is that EV plug, it's called, and basically what this device is if a vehicle is involved in a collision or even a medical emergency or anything like that the operator is impaired or not able to activate the normal safety features of that vehicle, putting that plug into the vehicle's charging port makes it seem like it is being charged. And so what that does is activates a variety of safety features. It puts on parking brakes, it puts the vehicle in neutral, it disables certain portions on certain vehicles, and really makes it a safer work environment for our people. The other piece of equipment is a blanket, and basically it's a fireproof blanket that is designed to cover vehicles, and for a traditional vehicle, it could actually put the fire out by smothering that fire. Electric vehicles, it does not necessarily put the fire out, but it does allow us some time to get some other tools and equipment in place, and copious amounts of water, like we always say too. So.
Right. And those plugs, right on the outside then, the charging port's on the outside.
Yes,
so
yep. So it's just
access.
open a cover and plug this in, and it fools it into being like it's being charged.
Right.
Yep.
So will all of your crews be trained to use these?
Sure. All the crews will be trained to use these.
Okay.
These will be located on specialty vehicles.
Okay.
Our ladder trucks, which respond, our trucks will respond to vehicle collisions and extrication as that's needed. And then our battalion chiefs, our chief officers, will have them on their vehicles to respond as needed also.
Okay, that was my next question. Are you hoping to get more then? Because you
Sure.
definitely have two
Yeah,
more
and
rigs.
as the need arises, maybe there's certain locations, but our personnel just did some training today on them at one of the local dealerships to really understand and really understand what that vehicle plug can do and some of the capabilities of it.
So this is all through grant, so no money spent for taxpayers.
That's correct.
When did you start applying for that, or how did that work?
Sure. A few months ago, we reached out to AAA and their foundation to explore some options, and like I said, we're ultimately successful on this, and really look to be able to talk about our needs and what this equipment can do to help us moving forward, and we're really appreciative of the AAA's foundation for that.
Right. What does this kind of say to the viewers? Your training is ongoing.
Sure.
Really, you can respond to anything.
Yeah, that's the thing is the fire department is always that we can respond and fix any issues, right? So whatever those challenges are, we're there for you. So, we look at what's coming in the future. We try to stay up and current on any trends and make sure that our people are equipped as best as possible and trained as best as possible.
Is there anything else that you want to touch on with these new tools?
Yeah, and I think just with all vehicles, one of the things that we approached and was the other piece of this is that safety factor for our personnel, and that's those traffic cones and lighting, special things like that help us to make sure that the scene is as safe as possible. But we really work and really try to spread the message of slowing down if you approach an emergency scene, move over, and just allow our people the room to work. And that includes not just fire and law enforcement partners, but also our tow truck operators that are at those scenes too. And just, like I said, slowing down and moving over really makes a huge difference.
Always a good reminder.
Yeah,
All right. Thanks, Chief.
All right, thank you.